Welcome back to this channel. I'm happy to be back after a short visit to India in the first couple weeks of June, which is 2025. While I was there, my latest book, Indian Philosophies Rediscovered, was released. Now, these travels or trips to India, they're short, usually short trips to India, are not just refreshing, but they're transformative. For me, they're transformative, looking life from a fresh outlook, thinking differently about the things that we take for granted, getting out of the comfort zone, meeting known and unknown new people. This time it was exciting because not just the release of the book, but talking to a lot of people about the book, about the content of the book was very exciting. One of the things that came up, the title of the book is Indian Philosophies Rediscovered. One of the things that came up during my media interaction, a few people interviewed me on different channels, and one of the common question that kept repeating was why rediscovered? First of all, we don't know what Indian philosophies are, we don't know what you're talking about. See, right? The second of all is that why rediscovered Indian philosophies? Let me explain it in a very concise way. When we think about the world, there are two ways of observing the world. One is through the lens of faith, belief. The second is through the lens of reason. Philosophy is about reason, while religion, theology is about faith or belief. So this book talks not about belief or faith or religion, etc., in the Indian context. This talks about how the ancient Indian philosophies observed, looked at the world, and to make sense out of it using the faculties of reason. So this is the topic of the book. Or the content of the book. So this is where I explain numerous philosophies, or what we call darshanas. Drishyate iti darshana. Drishpashya means to see the world through using a certain viewpoint. So Indian philosophers looked at world through various viewpoints, through its ontology, and came up with numerous philosophies that formed the foundation, the bedrock of the civilizational values of many things that the thousands of years of Indian civilization was based on. Now, let me give you one short and quick practical example of what we can learn from this. Now, in the field of medicine, which I'm in, we have numerous diseases, right? We have not just hundreds, but thousands of diseases. And within the diseases, we have numerous categories, or class 1, class 2, and class 3, or severity 1, 2, and 3, or mild, moderate, severe, and so on and so forth, or one disease associated with another disease. So we have thousands of diseases. Now, these ancient Indian philosophers are saying, don't get carried away by just the name of the disease. Don't get too much attached to the name of the disease. We need the name for a particular purpose, just like we name a person, so that the person, it is easy to call person X with a certain name, get them enrolled in college, and get them certificates, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm talking about. Just like that, a disease has a certain value in naming it. By naming the disease, you're only scratching the surface of the disease. Just like Richard Feynman, the celebrated physicist and Nobel laureate, said, by knowing the name of a bird, you know absolutely nothing about the bird unless you actually go deeper into it. For example, you name a certain disease, diabetes, and you have a definition for it. You know, if blood sugar goes up a certain number, then you call it diabetes, and you have certain medicines that you can use. This is what Indian philosophers are warning us about. By just knowing the name of it, you are missing the point. Most of the diseases, these thousands of diseases, are actually symptoms of some underlying imbalance or some dysfunction. Forget about their theories, but in the context of Western medicine, the allopathic medicine, a disease is most often than not a symptom of a lifestyle disorder or a lifestyle change. You are doing the things, or you are behaving a certain way in your life that led to a symptom, and that symptom is a high blood pressure, and you just gave it a name. By giving a name to a symptom, you are missing, you are thinking that the disease is an independent entity by itself, when it is actually a symptom of an underlying disorder. So things like these that we can learn, that is why I called it rediscovery. The things that we lost, the wisdom, the knowledge that we lost, and we slowly unearth and see if there is anything that modern medicine has given innumerable benefits. It has extended the longevity, it gave us acute care management, and so on and so forth. But it also comes with certain weaknesses, just like the one I mentioned. By naming a disease, you are missing the point that it may be a symptom of an underlying dysfunction, maybe at a cellular level, and that cellular level dysfunction is probably because of a lifestyle disorder or a lifestyle that you are adapting. You may have to change your lifestyle to tackle that symptoms, to mitigate the symptoms, and by doing so, you are easing the disease burden on the body. So Indian Philosophies Rediscovered is the title of my new book. Indian Philosophies Rediscovered: Ancient Wisdom, Modern Relevance. It's available everywhere. You can buy it online. So I, as usual, will meet again with another interesting topic. Till we meet again, stay healthy and stay safe.